Okay, so welcome back to the mentorship. We are now on the 16th right here. Live trading today, New York session. Um, and we're almost halfway done. We'll have live trading again on Thursday, New York session. We'll have another webinar on Saturday, trade setups seminar, and then of course, as usual, the day after that, we'll be back testing that Sunday live simulation. And then next week is the final week of live trading. And then we'll cover some basics after that with MetaTrader and then the outro day. So let's take a look. Before we do anything, first and foremost, we want to see what type of news is occurring today. And what we do is when we come over to forexfactory.com right here, we want to check the high impact, right? So our session is going to be now, which is pre-New York, and it is currently 6:43 a.m. in New York. So if you look here, we're going to be trading gold and British pound. So looking here for upcoming news, there was some British pound news during London session and pre-London. And then we just have some high impact USD pairs news. So this will affect gold for sure. So now that we know that, and what time is that going to be? That's going to be at 8:30 a.m. So now that we know that, we keep that in mind. Let's go and look at the charts. So here we are at gold. We want to start with the daily higher time frame analysis. Okay, so what we see right here is that gold has really just been on this uptrend, pretty much creating this uptrend channel for the daily. So that's good to keep in mind. The current daily is bearish. It's bearish and it is breaking through this support right here, which is a daily support right here at 2010.92. And if we look below, we see that we have this daily support way down here, another daily level way down here at 1982.51. So looks like the daily's trying to break into this range here. We won't know because we got like 10 more hours before we get a daily closure. But if it decides to close in this range, then of course on Wednesday, tomorrow, when we're on the charts, we can look for it to continue to fill the range down or potentially test this low right here. So daily is currently bearish and its market structure for the daily is in this uptrend here. So let's look at the 4-hour because we need more information. Okay, so for the 4-hour, we see that we actually have this 4-hour support right here. The 4-hour is also bearish, coming down to this 4-hour support. We don't know yet if it's going to respect it. We do see that this 4-hour candle barely has a top wick, really doesn't at all actually. So it may go back up to create that top wick. We see that we do have a 4-hour resistance, a level right here. We got a 4-hour level right here at 2016.60. And price is just in this range at the moment. So 4 hours bearish and the daily is bearish. And it's now approaching this 4-hour support, which could cause some reaction, potentially rejection. So let's look at the 1-hour here. Looking at the 1-hour, we can actually adjust our 4-hour maybe down to this level here and even better here. So we got this 1-hour support right here, looking left. It looks like a strong support because it 1-hour rejected it once in the past, this level here. And then below that, we just have clean sells, clean traffic below that. So the 1-hour is also bearish. The 4-hour is bearish and the daily is bearish. So let's look at 30-minute. 30-minute is also bearish with this 30-minute level right here is the support. And we got this 30-minute resistance right here, another level. If we adjusted that, Yeah, so about right here. So if we're talking about buys, it would have to be above this level here. We need a closure. And that's about 62 pips. So it's a good range for buys. We can adjust that 30-minute up here as well for the resistance to about right here. So we got a 30-minute that's bearish. We got a 1 hour that's bearish. We got a 4 hour that's bearish. And we have a daily that is currently bearish. Let me just double check daily one more time. Yes, we have a daily that's currently bearish as well. Rejecting off of this sort of daily level right here. If you can see that, there's like this daily, if you can see it, there's a daily key level right here. Rejected here, here, here. Also rejected here and here as well. So daily is bearish, 4 hours bearish, 1 hour is bearish, 30 minutes bearish. So if we can get a closure below here at 2006.53, this is a nice 35, 38 pip range right here. So we could take sales going down to here, which is nice. We got to keep in mind though, there's this 4 hour, we can even adjust it here. There's this 4 hour level right here. So our closure below there would be strong indication of saying that this 4 hour candle or any of these candles was able to do. So if this candle can close below, or even the next candle can close below, it would just be indication that it did what this candle couldn't do, it did what this candle couldn't do, it did what this candle couldn't do. So we can continue to look for the sales if it's able to close below that. So sales below here and potential buys above here. And this range right here is a no trade range. So right here is a no trade range. There's a potential of trades inside of this range, but that hasn't set up yet. What that would look like is if we can get a support formed right here, and what that would look like is something like this as well. A bullish candle confirming that this is a support, and then we can look on the high of that bullish candle that's potentially formed right here. We can look to take that up. So that would look something like this if I draw it out. It would look like we have a candle maybe right here. Wrong color. Well, that's fine. So let's say this candle comes down and closes at the support, respecting the support right here. If this candle can come down and close at the support, respecting this support, then we can look for a bullish candle that can close, also respecting this support, to continue the reversal. Not even continue the reversal, but its confirmation is reversal to drive up and fill the range. That's something like we'd be looking for. But other than that, it's a no trade range. So that's our bias for gold here. Buys above 2010.33 and sells below 2006.29. Cool. Great. And let's take a look at British pound. So again, we'll start with the daily, high time frame analysis. The daily market structure for British pound is, again, similar to gold, just this uptrend, right? There's just this uptrend right here on the market structure. And this has been going on since March of 2023. All of April has been in this uptrend, right? However, on a daily now, for British pound, it's approaching this daily level, which is a resistance if price is on this side of the level, right? It's a resistance here. And then we got this daily support right down here, another daily level. And price is just in between this level right now. The previous 2 days were bullish with I believe, what is this, Friday closing bullish to form the support right here, and then Monday driving up, respecting this level, which is a resistance, right? So 4-hour, I mean, the daily for British pound is currently bearish. Let's look at the 4-hour here. Looking at the 4-hour. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. So the daily for British pound, Japanese yen is currently bearish. The 4-hour is currently bullish. And if we adjust, we got a 4-hour resistance right here. And then we also have this 4-hour level right here. Right here. And price just in between this range at the moment on the 4-hour. So the daily is bearish, the 4-hour is bullish, the 1-hour is also currently bullish. Get this 1-hour level right here, and this 1-hour level up here is also good. So looking at the 30-minute, the same level still applies, looking good, and then also for the resistance, still looking good. So the 1-hour is bullish, the 30-minute is currently bearish, the 4-hour is bullish, and the daily is bearish. So wow, it's very interesting. Bouncing off this daily resistance, daily level here. So we definitely just want to wait and see what's going to happen here. If we can get a closure above here, we're going to be buying. If we take buys, we're going to be buying into this daily resistance, right? If we try to look for buys, we'll be buying into this daily resistance. So if we can get a closure above here on the daily, within our session, then we can look for buys to drive all the way up to this high to the left here, which is about 150 pips. So that's what we have to wait for. So what that means is for our resistance for buys, it's much better. It's a much better level right up here, because then we'll be out of the daily resistance way. So let me just adjust this on a 30-minute up to here, looking left. What I'm doing is I'm looking left at this level right here, and I'm coming across to another level right here. So price reacted here at this level, and it also reacted right here at this level. And then that coincides with the daily resistance. So if we can get a closure above there, then buys up about, yeah, about 40 pips, 44 pips is nice. If we see that, if we do see that the 1-hour, the 4-hour, oh, the 4-hour is already bullish, right? And the 1-hour is currently bullish. So it's the daily and the 30-minute that's bearish. Yeah, I'm comfortable with potential buys above this level right here. It's actually about 154 pips. So we just have to wait. If we're talking about sales, we got a 4-hour that's bullish. I'm comfortable with sales below here, because then the current 4-hour candle would be bearish. That means the 1-hour would also be bearish. So I'd be comfortable with sales below this 4-hour level right here. If we get a setup for sales. So sales below 16995. And of course, potential buys above here at 170.76. We're about to get an hourly closure. If you're looking down to the time here, we're going to have an hourly closure in about 3 minutes. It's currently 6:57 New York time. So in about 3 minutes, we'll have an hourly closure. Okay, so gold, we've already did the analysis for this one. We got news at 8:30, so now it's just waiting. That's what trading is. It's just waiting. Gotta wait. Any questions? So what's really cool about trading, if you think about it, is especially with this type of strategy, which is like range trading, right? We're looking at these different ranges, and then we're making our decision based on these ranges, right? We get the opportunity to trade inside of the range if the setup presents itself, and we have more opportunities to trade outside of the range if the setup presents itself, right? But here's the thing that's interesting, right? If we say that we're coming on the charts at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is UTC -4, essentially New York, right? So if we're on the chart from, let me just make this smaller. If we're on the chart from 6:30, that means we have an opportunity to trade at 7, at 7:30, at 8, and at 8:30, at 9, also at 9:30, 10, and then also at 10:30. I try not to be on the charts by 11, but sometimes it depends on what the situation is. Maybe if I'm waiting for news to occur first and I don't want to take a news trade. So essentially, how many opportunities is this, right? I mean, 6:30, not really that likely because we're just doing our analysis by that time. But you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got at least 8 to 9 opportunities for a setup to occur because we're waiting on these 30-minute candle closures, right? So we got at least 8 opportunities within the session. We don't want to try to trade all these opportunities, but if one opportunity shows up at 7 a.m. or 7:30 or 8, then why not? And then if we conquer that opportunity, meaning we win that trade, then by all means, we should consider that sufficient for the day. All right, so now we just got this 7 a.m. closure. It might be slow for a while because we got news today, right? We saw that we have core retail sales right here at 8:30. So an hour and a half, we got this news on Canadian pairs. We're not even looking at that, right? We're focused on USD. So we got core retail sales and then just normal retail sales, right? So let's look at this for a little bit. Oh, I have to, 1 second.
Have you checked AUD USD too?
No, I didn't check because it's moving too much like gold. So it's better to just look at the opportunities with gold.
Oh, so you choose one of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's take a look here. Core retail sales. Let me change my location on this. If you use this website and some service providers, you have to use a VPN. So if I want to refresh it, I have to use a VPN. Okay, so let's take a look. Core retail sales. Change in the total value of sales at the retail level, excluding automobiles. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. Release monthly about 16 days after the month's end. Next release is around June 15th next month. Automobile sales account for about 20% of retail sales, but they tend to be very volatile and distort the underlying trend. The core data is therefore thought to be a better gauge of spending trends. So without automobile sales, right? Actual greater than forecast is good for current currency. So the forecast here is this middle column. You came down here, right? The forecast is 0.5%. The previous was negative 0.8%. So it seems like a huge forecast. So if the actual numbers come out at 8:30 to be less than 0.5%, that's bad for the currency, which means that it can result in gold driving up. Does that make sense, everyone? if this forecast at 0.5% is 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1, and sometimes even if it's just the same as 0.5, if it's negative anything, that means that it's bad for the US dollar, and it means gold will start driving up. Let's look at these retail sales. Change in total value of sales at the retail level. So I believe this should include automobiles, right? Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. So same, the actual greater than the forecast is good for currency. Release monthly about 16 days after the month's end. So same as the core retail sales. This is the earliest and broadest look at vital consumer spending data. It's the primary gauge of consumer spending, which accounts for the majority of overall economic activity. So it's the primary gauge of how consumers are spending, which of course, as they say here, majority of overall economic activity. So the forecast for retail sales is 0.8%. And again, if the actual is the same or anything less, oftentimes we see that that's not good for the currency, which will be highlighted red here. And we could see gold move. This is a high impact news, so we can see gold move bullish. All right, so we got this 1 hour closure down here that we saw. Come back to our 30-minute. British pound, we got this 1 hour closure also. Maintaining bullish. Up at this level right here. I'll place this key level right here, but interested in the buys above here because we said earlier the buys above there are pretty clean, especially if we can break above this level right here to continue driving up for about 80 pips. But even to just this level right here is about 20 to 40 pips, so that's a good move. Then we just have to wait. Just have to wait. There's some low impact news around 9:15. I think we might have a position well before 9:15, so it wouldn't affect us really. It's only 5 minutes into the new hourly candle, so you might, when you're trading, you might want to pick up some side hobby to keep you occupied because yeah, it's a lot of waiting. So one of my favorite is this. Hopefully it doesn't bore you guys. But also if you can ask some questions, that'd be great too. If not, that's fine also. I'll just play one blitz and then we'll see what's going on with the charts. Anybody like chess?
No, I can play chess. Too hard for me.
Okay, so that means you need to spend more time playing chess.
Why is it fun?
I love it. I love it. I play it too much, actually. I just made a mistake also, sorry. Yeah, I play it way too much, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna put him in check here. He's probably gonna bring this one down or he's gonna bring his horse back. Just as expected. Okay, I'm gonna bring this up. As expected. I'm gonna bring this over here. Let him have that. It's not starting off good for me right now. 2 minutes remaining on this chess game. Yeah, I expected that. Oh man, I'm slipping. Okay.
Have you ever tried Go?
Go. Is that the board game?
Yeah, the Chinese one.
No, I don't think I have. Do you play it?
Yeah, I got into it a bit. And that's actually more like, whoa.
Oh, I gotta learn how to play it.
Yeah.
How long
It's
you
a
been playing
very
it?
not well, I guess not for the last couple of months, but maybe 2021 during COVID, it was like the game that we were playing. It's a very strategic game and it's really fun. I like that more than chess.
But are you any good in chess?
And not really. Well, I guess when we were kids we would play a lot and it would come back now, I guess.
Hmm.
Accidentally I make good moves. However, it's accidental.
It wasn't intended. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I got lucky.
Yeah,
No, that's cool though. It works out, right?
it does.
I'm not making any good moves right now. Sheesh. This is crazy. But I'm beating him on time, so I guess that matters. Um, let me see what I want to do with this one here. I am beating him on time.
That's something.
Yeah, but I don't know how long it's gonna last because he's being very aggressive. Oh man, this guy is not playing. What to do? What to do? Oh, okay, here we go. I gotta move for him right now. Let's see if it works out.
Hmm.
Uh, maybe
Mm-mm.
here. Hmm. Doesn't look like it's gonna work out. Let's see. It might. It might. Okay, good. It worked out. I had to sacrifice that. 15 seconds. Oh no. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. It's not good. It's not good at all. I think it's a wrap. Yeah, he got me on this one. It's okay. Checkmate. Oh, he didn't do it. Oh no. Should have. Oh yeah, he did it. Okay. Anyway. Goat is rejecting now. Look at that. So we got about 13 minutes remaining until sorry, about 18 minutes remaining until a 30-minute closure. And I think yeah, so our daily is bearish, our 4 is bearish, our 1 hour is bearish on gold. And if you look at this daily, I mean, this 4 hour, but this 4 hour right here has this, it left this wick down here. So we could actually be driving down to fill this wick that it left on the previous 4 hour. If it can fill it before news, we'll have to see. Or British pound, got the support form down here on the 4 hour. 30-minute is still bullish. It's just moving like, look at this. It's just not clean right here, right? So do you see like right here, there's like all this traffic, and then right here, it's all this traffic. Just not a clean move, whereas this was clean down, right? Look how clean that move was. When it came back up, pretty clean. Pretty clean. It filled it at this wick right here. And it was pretty clean. But it wasn't like this choppiness you see like this right here, right? And you can see that all over the charts. If you want to look at like, want to go back, you see that price right here was pretty choppy. Then it had this move down, which was clean. This was a clean move down. So those are the type of moves we want to catch instead of getting caught up in this. And if you're looking at British pound Japanese at the moment, Japanese yen at the moment, everything to the left is just not clean. But like I said, once we break above here and ideally above here, if you look to the left, we got these clean moves, right? So we can retrace that back up. And then even like this one is also pretty clean up here. So we want to just have the easy move. We don't want to have all this sort of like congestion and rejections here. And it's moving nicely. So we'll see. Maybe by the 30-minute closure, we'll have a better idea. Or by the hourly, 8 a.m. volume should be kicking in for New York. This one, yeah.
Yep, that one. They have like smaller boards as well, which you can start, but it's a very interesting game.
So you're pretty good at it now?
I wouldn't say that, no, but I enjoy playing it. Perhaps because now I understand some parts of it, but it's like I enjoy playing it. But no, not really. I would not say I'm good.
So it says build territory one stone at a time, capture
Yeah.
surrounding stones, defend in the game. You can play a stone on any cross line, even the outer ones. The goal of the game is to surround the largest areas. Surround the largest areas. Stones don't move, but can be captured. Make a move to continue. Okay, let's see. Capture the white stone. Okay.
So put it underneath, and then that way you capture it.
Capture the group of white stones right here, yeah.
Yeah.
You can capture on the side too. Capture the white stone here, yeah. Surrounding isn't enough. You have to fill all the space around the stones. So that would be like here. Oh, I guess not. Surrounding isn't enough. You have to
Is
fill
it
all the space.
in the middle as well? Do that.
Around all the spaces around the stones. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Surrounding is enough. You have to fill all the space around the stones. Capture the white stones. So that would be here and then also here, yeah. Capture the white stones before white can form two eyes. Two eyes would be one here, one here. So I would have to put one here.
Hmm.
Oh, no, I guess not. Because he's gonna form two eyes. I have to put it in the middle, yeah? Okay. And then here. Oh, what happened to my stone?
Interesting. Oh, they got you.
Oh, they captured me, right?
Yeah, because they were surrounding you. Yeah.
Okay. Capture the white stones before whites can form two eyes. Interesting. Capture the white stones before white can form two eyes. Yeah, here. Oh, okay. Defend. Create two eyes to keep your group alive. So two eyes would have to be in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, because if it's in the middle, yeah,
Then
when
he
they
can't
put,
surround me, right?
no, it's like if they enter, then you're surrounding it, so you just take it.
There's one critical move to make to keep this group alive.
Ooh, let's see.
He can't close me here, yeah.
No, no.
But he needs to fill here and here, or he also needs to fill the inside also
Right there is perfect.
to make the two eyes, right?
Yeah, because anywhere it would come, it's like you would have captured it all three places.
Create two eyes to keep your group alive. Hmm. Oh yeah, I can use here also, yeah. Create two eyes to keep your group alive. Empty space that is completely surrounded by your stone is called territory. Protect your territory from white. Empty space that is completely surrounded by
So
your stone.
you try to get like the white now.
Ah, okay.
So you have like the
Oh,
white
because
in
this
the
is also
middle.
my territory, yeah?
Yeah.
If I put it here, I
So
captured
now,
him?
no, it's gonna capture you because it put the white next and then it took you.
Ah, yeah,
Maybe if you put it on the other side.
I see. Like a barricade. We don't think there are any more good moves to make to end the game. Both players pass their turns.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
now you
When you don't
just
think there are any more good moves to make to end the game, both players pass their turns. This game is finished. Quick pass to end. I see.
Yeah.
After both players have passed, you enter a stone removal phase where you can remove obviously dead stones from play. You could capture these in game as well, but most players opt not to because it's quicker. Remove the dead stones by clicking them. This is a dead one, yeah? Oh, the dead stones, meaning the ones that were captured?
yeah, which are like right there. You see the black ones? Yeah,
Here, yeah.
those four. Those are dead.
Yeah, but how do I remove it? Just click it.
Oh, I
yeah.
don't know.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to look into that a little bit more.
It's kind of fun.
It seems like it. I've seen it before actually, but
Hmm.
never actually given it a go, I don't think. Okay, cool. What happened to our no trade range? Okay, British pound still trying to move up. We got about 9 minutes until a 30-minute closure. That was pretty quick, right? Time goes by quick. But you
When
just
you're
have to
playing
wait.
Go.
When you're playing Go. Yeah. But you just have to wait. So what was do you remember the course you took before?
I took it with somebody who is doing that here.
Oh, it was in person, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Basically strategies, and it was the ABC strategy. The 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting.
I think it looks something like, oh, like this, right? And you have a point, and
Yeah.
another point,
Yeah,
have
and then
another-
yeah.
something like that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Looks
What
like
do
a
you
bikini.
use?
I just use the best indicator in the world.
Okay.
Nathan, do you remember the name of the indicator? EYES?
Right, yes.
EYES is the best indicator in the world. EYES.
Why do you say that?
Oh, I mean, it has the greatest win rate known to mankind.
Okay.
Have you heard it before?
Right now my mind is not processing anything.
Okay, no
I'm
problem.
all clogged up. EYES, maybe.
Yeah, you have it there as well.
Oh yeah.
Let me see if you can download it. Oh yeah, that's nice. You can download it here.
Okay. Oh, eyes. Oh my god.
Hey, gold is coming down, yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah, no,
done.
so the strategy I'm using is just it's just range. We identify the range by different key levels, which are made up of support and resistance. Everything in between that is the range, and then we have our setups, right? So this setup is a closure outside of the range, and then we can continue buys to drive up. This is the bears version where we get a closure below the range, which would be the support. The bottom of the range is support. We can continue to sell. And then we have the closure outside of the range. Then you have the next candle closing bearish, but respecting the range. And then the next candle driving up, which is a break and retest. So it broke, it retested, and it drove up. Same for bearish, close below. You got a bullish closure respecting the resistance. And then you have a candle that drives down. Literally these four setups. This is a range fill, which is a false breakout or a fake out. Price actually closes outside of the range, but the next candle closes right back into the range to drive up and to continue the move. I have like for the range fill setup, I think I have like 100% win rate for this setup. Then you have the bears version as well. Price closes outside of the range, closes back in the range. Next candle drives, breaking the low of the previous bearish candle. You have a wick fill setup where price creates a high, retraces, and it's also trading inside of the range. So price comes into the range, creates a high, comes back out, comes back
Mhm.
down to retest sort of, and forms a support. Then on the high of this candle, we enter the trade. You have the bears version as well. Price comes down into the range, comes back up to the top, and then drives down after forming a resistance to fill the wick.
And yeah, how do you trade news or you don't?
Yeah, it just depends on the setup. So if I want to trade news, it can be with a pending order, like a buy stop or a sell stop. I find that the greatest way is to already be in a trade that's a runner, that's already risk-free. That's the best way to trade news. If you're already in a trade that's risk-free and it's your runner, that is the greatest way to trade news, in my opinion. But the other option would be to set up a buy stop or a sell stop, depending on the direction of the market. But even second best and already being in a risk-free trade would be entering a trade that is already moving before the news occurs, having your stop loss set up. The only problem with news trading is that a lot of times the movement is so strong and so much volume, it can sometimes push our buy stop or our sell stop or our stop loss numerous pips. in some cases, never happened to me, but I've heard in some cases it pushed someone's stop loss 100 pips before they were stopped out. So it means that that individual lost 100 pips on that move because there was just so much volume. So that's the danger of trading news. But I feel like if you're already in a risk-free trade and you got the best direction on your side to trade for news, then it works out pretty well. But when it comes to trading news, I stick to my same setups. Like, let's say price, let's say news was about to occur for the 30-minute after this candle was formed, right? So the next candle is going to be the news candle. So for this setup, this is a support form. So I'd be looking for buys, and before this candle closes, I would actually enter the buy. I would have my stop loss below this candle, and then I'd wait for ideally the next candle to drive up, depending on what type of level this is. So if I'm looking at the 4-hour and I see, okay, this is coming off 4-hour support, then I'm interested after this support was formed, right before it closes, entering this trade, stop loss below the previous bearish candle. And then with news coming in for the next candle, probably driving up further than that, of course. And then taking some profits off. So that would have been a winning trade, right?
Yeah. Anyway, so how does news like move the market that big anyway? Is it just like a lot of retail traders seeing the same stuff, so they all do the same thing, or how
No,
does it
no,
work?
it was definitely institutions making their decisions based on the value of the market. It's definitely
Yeah, because
institutions. It's the big guys. They're
retail traders
making,
can't really move the markets, right?
yeah, not really. I mean, no,
Yeah.
not really. No, no. Retail traders are not moving the markets.
So like, who are like the big guys, like companies or?
Um, nations, countries, first and foremost. After countries, you have hedge funds, you have corporations, you have different institutional pension funds, you have banks. There's a number of people moving the markets far before retail traders. But I would say maybe the biggest people moving the markets first and foremost are nations.
How do you think they trade? Do they use price action or just what do they do?
Well, so when you first trade Forex, for example, you can you recall the first time you ever traded Forex?
Yeah,
When was that?
like 2020, like 2 years ago, 2, 3.
You think that was the first time you traded Forex?
I mean, like trading like euros to rupias, that type of stuff.
So you took a flight to Belenda and you exchanged your rupiah or USD for euros, right? At the money changer.
I mean, they have money changes here.
Yeah, or even here, right? Maybe coming from Belenda or somewhere, right? But you exchanged that currency. That was the first time you traded Forex. It may have not
Mm,
been with leverage, but that was the first time you traded, right?
yeah.
But that was before 2020, right?
Mm,
Yeah. So the first time you traded Forex, I mean, first and foremost, right? If you want to purchase goods in China, you have to exchange your currency to the Chinese yuan,
mm,
right? Before you can export the goods, right? So, I mean, first and foremost, if you have countries that want to import and export, they're purchasing other reserve currencies, right? They're purchasing these currencies, right, from maybe the US. If they want to purchase these vehicles and they want to ship them over to their country, they're going to purchase US dollars and they're going to exchange US dollars, and then they're going to make the purchase of the vehicles, right? Maybe it's Ford Motor Company, Chrysler, GM. Maybe you want to purchase electronics from Japan. You're going to exchange your currency as a nation, right? You're going to exchange your
mm.
currency with Japanese yen first and foremost, right? So um, these are, and when we look at these things like news, right? Core retail sales, and we see that sales are low or high, and they're affecting the value of that currency. So your currency is already moving first and foremost by the economic conditions, the price of it, not just because people are trading, but because of the data from the economic conditions. Then you're talking about people trading, right? That's going to also strengthen your currency. People are selling your currency, which is going to devalue it, or more countries are purchasing your country, right? I mean, your currency, because it's going to increase the value of your currency as well, right? So first and foremost, the biggest components in the Forex, which is the most traded industry in the world, the biggest components is going to be nations first and foremost. Nations that want to do trade with other nations, right? And the America being the largest economy in the world with the largest financial markets in the world has the strongest currency because it is the largest economy, right? If we think about these economies, they're almost like corporations, and their stocks, right? Their shares of that company, of that country or company, Freudian slip, because these countries are like companies, they're like corporations. That share or that stock is their currency, right? So if you look at Apple, you look at maybe Amazon, you look at Alibaba, they have stock, right? And you can purchase shares of their stock. So if you look at the US, you look at Europe, some European nations like England or France, Germany, the shares of that country is their currency. And that in this case, in the European Union, is moving as a unit. In Japan, the shares or stocks of Japan would be Japanese yen. In the US, the shares of stocks of the US economy would be US dollar. So first and foremost, what's really moving the markets is who's 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 actually trading and putting volume into that currency, right? If you had China abandon the Chinese yuan and say, okay, we're just going to do everything in US dollar suddenly for whatever reason, probably not going to happen, but for whatever reason, you're going to see this huge strength and movement in the Chinese, I mean, the US dollar, because China's quote unquote the second largest economy, right, in the world.
So Forex is like, just the big boys, they are moving the markets, right? So in stocks, that's like, Forex is like, trillions of dollars every day, but stock, it isn't nearly that big, right? It's like billions. So do you think retail traders, they can move the stock markets?
Retail traders can move the stock market. They can move a particular stock. They can move a particular stock.
What about like Apple or Tesla, the big ones?
Can retail traders move Apple or Tesla? That's hard to say. But the ability for retail traders to move a specific stock, yes. We've seen it with Wall Street Bets and AMC Cinemas, where they were able to collectively move the stock. And it also worked in their favor because the big guys were attempting to go in the other direction. So, yeah, a specific stock, yeah. But if you're talking about like Apple, I think Apple's like $1 trillion company now, right? I don't know if retail traders, it would take concerted efforts, in my opinion, for retail traders to move Apple stock. But Apple stock doesn't compare to something like USD, right?
Yeah.
It's just a different class.
Mhm.
We might get this break below here, and it might just drive actually, which is about how many pips? It would be an impulse setup if you did take this. We can paper trade it since it broke this low. Our high would be the high, the current candle's high to come down here. That would be an idea, but I think a closure would be best because look at these rejections, right? You got this rejection, you have this rejection, you got this previous rejection. 30-minute closure would be ideal, which would occur in about 23 minutes. And it could very well drive before that. Looking at British pound. Oh, British pound is rejecting. Coming back down. But you got some news coming up for gold anyway. So I wouldn't try to rush into anything at the moment. And it looks like this 30-minute closure needs to be just below here. 30-minute bearish, 1 hour bearish, 4 hour bearish. And if we get a closure below here, we're closing below this 4 hour level, which is a support right here. Strong indication that we can continue driving down. That means that this current candle was able to do what these other candles to the left couldn't do.
And I got in a trade on AUD USD like an hour ago. If you want to check it.
AUSD, USD an hour ago. Yeah, can you are you on TradingView?
Yeah.
When you go to your chart that you signed, I mean, did you do your analysis for AUD USD?
Yeah, I did.
So when you go to the top right here, you see this camera on the TradingView chart.
Yeah.
Can you click this camera and then copy link and then put it into the Zoom chat like this?
Oh yeah, wait. All right.
And then I'll open it up so we can look at it together. $19 until a 30-minute closure. We got this hourly support right here as well.
I sent it in the chat.
Let's have a look here.
So I'll explain why I took the trade.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, wait, can you look at the 4 hour too or not?
No, I think you screenshotted just the
I mean, okay. So basically, how I trade, I like to hold my trades for a little longer. And the 4 hour, it was like rejecting this area for the second time, third time. And so you could see that, price was making lower highs. So right there, it had like a little consolidation. So I put that box there. It broke it with, it broke all the wicks. So I put a sell stop below that wick, and then I got activated. And I'm trying to hold it for maybe half an hour more because I don't want to get any news.
Okay.
That was, this is how my trade.
Nice. How much were you risking?
I'm right now I'm still on a demo account, but I risk, I use a 0.50 lot size, and it's a 1 to 3, I think.
Oh, good. Good job. Good job. Very good job. And I think I can launch the chart here. Let me see. So for AUD USD, it's going to be very similar to gold. The correlation is huge. Looking at the daily, price was just in this sort of range here, coming off of a downtrend up here. Pretty much. That's the daily market structure, right? So
Yeah.
for, you got this daily support right down here, and then you have the current daily candle that's respecting this high up here. And you got another level resistance right up here. So current daily right now is bearish. The 4-hour got this high right up here. This is a level down below here. The 1-hour got this sort of key level right here in the 1-hour. And now you have price coming down to this 1-hour support right here. The 1-hour is bearish, the 4-hour is bearish, the daily is bearish. Looking at the 30-minute, looks like we had a fake out to the downside, so this would have to be your level here, which is a nice level because price already reacted to this level in the past as a resistance, and it already reacted to this level as a support. I think that if you want to hold these buys, I mean your sells, I would actually close my sells at this level right here if I was in sells here.
Yeah, I'm
And
planning to anyway. News is coming, so
we might be able to anticipate that news will cause price to potentially drive up, bouncing off this level. But just have to wait and see for confirmation.
Are you shorting or longing?
Am I doing what?
No, it's
I'm
making.
shorting.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
short. Yeah.
Okay.
Taking sells, stop loss up here above this wick, this liquidity wick high. Price broke out of this consolidation at the break of this wick. That was a nice impulse if you took an impulse, but I think you had your sell stop at the low of this candle after the top wick was formed. And then it drove. And I think there's this is a key level here. It's a key level here. So I think
Yeah,
this
I'm gonna get out of my trade soon.
Yeah, you still have about an hour. Sorry, no, not an hour. You still have about 15 minutes for this hourly closure and then 30 minutes, right? So you got about 45 minutes remaining until news.
Yeah, so how does price move before news? Because normally it's also like a little bit crazy, right?
Before news, it depends. Sometimes it just consolidates. Sometimes it moves in the opposite direction. Sometimes it moves closer to the key levels in the direction. It just depends. I may show you a paper trade for news on here. Let's just see. But this hourly closure, if it closes below here, it could come down, form a support. So it can do something like this maybe. This hourly could potentially come down, close, respecting this support right here. The next candle, we'd have to look at the 30-minute, of course, but next candle could start forming a support here. And if it's 30-minute drive up, with news, it could probably drive all the way up to here. Something like that. That's what something that I've been looking for. We're talking about a news trade. And if this is the 30-minute, right before this 30-minute candle closes right here, I would enter my buy. But a 30-minute would have to be ideally forming. Does
Do
that
you
make
also
sense?
use like double tops, double bottoms, those patterns, or more like breakout, retest stuff, or both?
Um, I wouldn't say necessarily always a breakout because, for instance, this is a trade for me, right? Right here. I'll show you. So when price came down here, it came into this range. And then as it came up, it formed this resistance because this candle was bullish, but the following candle was bearish. So we're in the range. There's no breakout, but on the low of this candle, I would enter these sells if I was on the chart. That would have been a valid trade for me. So there was no breakout there. Unless you say this was a break and then a retest to come down, you could say that, sure. Or you can say this was a break, creating a low, pulling back, and then there's a wick fill. You can also say that was a wick fill, sure. I think the best name for this style of trading would be range trading or maybe breakout trading. But in this particular example I gave you, that's not necessarily a breakout. It was more so that a resistance was formed and then I continued the trend, which was down, right? Or you can say it broke out here, pulled back, right? There's so many things. I mean, I don't think the names are very important, honestly.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about drawings, right, where we say, oh, I have a double top, I have a triple top, a tweezer, this is a hammer, morning star, shooting star, bearish flag. I don't think those names are important either because the truth is, it's quite simple. We have a support formed right here, right? A key level. In this case, price is above it, so it's a support. If price was below it, it would be a resistance. But in this case, we have this key level. This candle couldn't close below it. This candle couldn't close below it. If this candle can close below it, then we have high probability of chances that price will continue to drive down. It's simple, actually. We don't have to get caught up on memorizing all these names and types of candles. There's thousands and thousands, right? And then there's clean traffic right here. So if price can close below here, it can actually just mirror this clean traffic to the left, which is right here, and just continue driving down. It's simple. But some people like to get into those names. We come over here. There's a bunch of them. There's so many. There's so many styles and types of candles that we can get into or setups, right? But actually, it's not even necessary. We just look at our levels. We wait for the closure below or above, or we wait for a resistance or support formed, and then we can take the trade. We got 9 minutes remaining for this candle closure. It already broke the low to the left. If you had your stop loss above here and you look for it to fill this wick down to the left with an impulse entry, it's very that would be an impulse, right? It's very risky, but since it broke this low already to the left, it can continue driving. But it's very risky because one, your stop loss is huge. Two, you still got this wick here, you got this wick here. It could fill this wick, however. But the better idea would be waiting for a closure because this could very well just reject and go back up, right? So there's some volume in the market right now, though, so it could just drive. But the better idea would be to wait for a closure in 7 minutes. Japanese yen is also coming down, which is quite rare. Normally, it's moving in the opposite direction of gold. So this might continue to drive down. News as a catalyst might come out in favor of gold. And we might see gold drive up, and we might see British pound Japanese continue down. British pound Japanese yen continue down. But what gold likes to do is sometimes in like the last 2 minutes of the candle, it likes to just start moving, which is something we can also see. 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Just give me 1 second. I just want to use the restroom real quick.
Hey, Nathan.
Hey.
When did you start trading?
Like 2 years ago when I was 14. I'm 16 now.
Amazing. You got it like on point.
What about you?
I just took a course. My friend was taking this course with her friend, and I took a course back in September last year. So it's kind of all new and slightly intimidating in a way, but I'm trying
Yeah.
to keep on it. Are you trading live now?
And no, right now I'm using a demo account, but I'm gonna go live pretty soon.
Okay.
But are you using demo or a live account?
I know, like demo as well now.
I see.
My insides are not there yet. It kind of seems fun. The only thing I kind of don't like is the fact that you have to sit for some time for things to happen, you know?
Yeah, it takes patience.
Yeah, definitely. And as Hugh said, it's like a hobby is going to be much more helpful.
Okay. 4 minutes until a 30-minute closure and also a 1-hour closure. You got this 1-hour level right here. You can see that. And price is going down as suggested after breaking these lows to the left right here. Already about 5 pips. So if you look at this right here, price came down here, right? Created this low. Actually created a low right here. Came back up to leave a wick to retest this level. Eventually forming this resistance right here. And now drove back down. So if we look at our playbook for bearish wick fill, we'll see the same thing right here. Price came down, created a low, drove back up, formed a resistance, and drove back down in a trending market. Does that make sense, everyone? And it looks like it's breaking this low next as well. Oh no, it didn't break the low. Not yet. One minute and 30 seconds remaining for an hourly closure and a 30-minute closure. And that means about 30 minutes until news. You're gonna see a ton of volume. So let's say the news is good for the dollar. Where might price want to come to? If the news is good for the dollar, price might want to come all the way down here. On gold. About 200 pips. Keep in mind, this is where's our daily support? We got a daily level right here. Just right here. Where price is currently struggling. We got a 4-hour level. Right here. Also right here. Right? Also right here. And we got a new candle opening now. If this can create a better wick, it's about 10, like tapping to this key level up here. That would be cool. If it goes further up, it could close back into the range up here. I don't have any sales right now because it might drive, but like I said, this level or this range right here for me is not interesting to trade right now. Now the sales for me would have to be below here because if we look to the left, we should always look left. Price is also rejecting here. Price is also rejecting here. So, but if you look below here, it's just clean all the way down. It's clean, like almost 200 pips. So for me, my sales now would have to be below here, below 2002.85. This price still has to make it through this level, which is I believe, a 4-hour key level, and it has to make it below this level as well. And you got news in 28 minutes. Very interesting what price is doing right now. So let's look at British pound. This new hourly candle creating a top wick. Bouncing off these levels here. On the hourly, driving up. Look like a little pullback, but also rejecting off these levels. So higher lows. Not much going on. Nah, look at gold. Just trying to make his way back up into the scene. Back into the range. Strong 4-hour support here. If this candle can close bullish, I'm interested in risking a small entry for news volume to take us up to the top of this range. If this candle not close bullish, because the news candle is going to happen immediately at 8:30, right? So if we're looking at the time right here, the news candle is going to happen immediately at 8:30. So it's going to be about 2 minutes before the candle close, or about a minute before it close. But if that candle is bullish about 2 minutes before its 30-minute closure time, I'll enter a market entry for a buy, risking about maximum 0.5%, half a percentage, but probably only 0.2% with a buy, with my stop loss just at the low of the current candle. And my TP would be maybe somewhere up here for about 100 pips. My stop loss would be at the low. Risking a small amount, maybe 0.2. So that's something I'm interested in. We'll have to see. We have to wait about 20 minutes.
Well, we can play Go.
Yeah. Yeah, we can. Let me just see something first. Second. Let me just look at this chart one time. So if the news is in favor of the dollar, then price will drive down to this range here. It's about 200 pips. Breaking through this 4-hour level here. Interesting, very interesting. So it's currently trying to break these lows to the left here. But this was a level, what was at the 4 hour, I believe? No. That was 1 hour. That was a 1 hour. So 1 hour support there. 1 second. It's getting interesting. It's getting interesting. I'm just trying to see what's the best way. So the best way to enter this, if it doesn't form, that it would be not a market entry. It would be a buy stop up here. And because I believe it's going to be bullish, because I'm still like, sure, we have news, right, as a catalyst, but I'm still, and news could very well cause this to drop down, but I am still looking at this level here, right? This key level here where price is rejecting, right? So even the person I learned from, they would have a setup like this. Maybe a stop loss below here. I mean, a sell stop below here to come down to fill this range. And then they also have a, for the news specifically, they have a buy stop up here to drive up. I'm sticking to my buy stop. I've done this in the past. It was okay. I've never had anything crazy. But I'm going to stick to the potential buys if the support is formed. Any questions? Let me see if I can knock out a game of chess real quick. And then we'll see. I don't know how long Go normally takes to play. How long is that game normally?
It goes up to like 16 hours at times or more.
Wow.
Yes. But you could do like the smaller boards. Then it
Okay.
doesn't take that long.
You normally play online or the physical board?
The physical one. I like the physical one.
Yeah. This guy doesn't want to move. He's probably waiting for news also.
We have 20 minutes to wait, right?
We have now about 15 minutes.
Okay. I think I'll excuse myself right now and continue watching the recording.
Okay, yeah, absolutely, no problem.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Good
you're
night.
welcome.
Lovely evening to you all. Ciao.
Cheers. Auto resign. You're about to get a 15-minute closure. In 1 minute. Hop on a new 3-minute game real quick. All right, let's see. Look at that rejection. 10 minutes for a 30-minute closure. Ten minutes for a 30-minute closure as well as news. Excuse me. Okay, so this is sort of what I was anticipating. Mhm. 7 minutes remaining. 4 minutes. So let me show you what I'm going to do. This is exactly what I was anticipating, as I mentioned earlier. So let's go on with my plan. My stop loss is going to be the previous bearish candle low. I'm risking just a small amount, maximum 0.5%. In about 2 minutes, I'll take a market entry. Not yet. Looking for a TP up here at about 123 pips. It's not my first rodeo. And this is new, so it can very well just go in the opposite direction. But I'm basing this on analysis, right? We see that we have this strong key level here. 4 hours have been rejecting this level. Even a daily, it's been rejecting this level. So we're basing this off of analysis here, right? This 30 minutes going to close bullish. In fact, actually, based off of the 30 minute, my stop loss would actually be right up here. With a market entry around here, about 12 pip stop loss, risking only small percentage, 0.5%. Okay, let's see. I've seen this play out many times. So like I said, it's not my first rodeo. I just don't like to necessarily teach people or just learn how to trade the news. I think it's better if you just wait because I think it's something that comes with experience. Yeah. Okay, we got about looking at this low here. Okay, about 12. I'm gonna go about 16. Make my lot size according to just below here, actually 15 pips. So market entry would be here. I'm gonna wait about. Okay, I'm gonna take a market entry now. .5%. Stop losses. Sweet. Okay. I got a market entry running on this. Stop loss is right here at this candle. Hopefully it doesn't go against me in the last 40 seconds, but we'll see. And if she shoots, looking at analysis, right? This 4-hour support right here. Daily support right here as well. A catalyst to take price in another direction. So 20, we got about 18 seconds remaining, 17 seconds. I'm already in this trade. Let's see how she fares. Could very well just go down, but that's the risk we're taking. Oh, look at that. Very nice. some profits here. Stop losses at break even. Very nice. Oh, rejecting. Very nice. Very nice. Cool. Awesome. Good. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this level was also strong. Beautiful. So let's see. Let's see. What occurred? I need to turn on this first. 1 second. Awesome. But you see how it made that drive up before that drive down? That drive down could have been a drive first, actually. That's why people like to use the buy stop, right? That's why people like to use the buy stop. So let's take a look now at the numbers. Okay, so bad for the dollar, 0.4% was the actual. And retail sales also 0.4%. Canadian still pending. Yeah, good. So that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Any questions? Any questions? All right. No need to overtrade if there's no questions. We could actually see this reverse again and continue driving up because the numbers were not in favor of the dollar. But if we're talking about purely analysis, if we get a closure below here, you got more sales down. You have to wait for the volatility and the volume to slow down as well. Awesome. So I will see you guys for a live trading session on Thursday. In the meantime, if you have any questions, just hit me up on Telegram or WhatsApp and let me know. And hopefully I can answer your questions. See you guys Thursday. Thank you for joining today. And until next time, cheers. Nice.